Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is enjoying their day. Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. Victor Newman week of September 29th, 2025. As for Victor Newman, Eric Braden, he makes a deal with Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, to stop Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn. Meanwhile, Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, and Amy Lewis, Valerie Pettiford, find common ground. Plus, Audra asks Nate for another chance. However, the answer is likely going to still be no. The week of September 29th, 2025 is set to be a seismic one on the young and the restless, as Victor Newman once again proves why he remains the undisputed titan of Genoa City. When Victor makes a move, everyone else has to scramble to keep up. And this week, the mustache takes center stage in a web of manipulation, strategy, and emotional reckoning that could reshape not only Newman Enterprises, but the entire Newman family dynamic. Whether it's tightening his grip on the company, testing his children's loyalty, or dealing with ghosts of the past, Victor is in his element, calculating every step with his trademark precision. But behind the commanding exterior lies a man wrestling with time, legacy, and fragility of family trust. Victor's week begins with tension brewing at Newman Enterprises. The walls are closing in as internal conflicts among his children reach a boiling point. Victoria's decisions as co-CEO continue to rub Victor the wrong way, especially as she seeks greater independence from her father's shadow. Adam's unpredictable moves put the family at risk, and Nick's moral compass threatens to divide them further. Victor has always believed in testing loyalty, and this week, he does exactly that. By planning strategic information, manipulating meetings, and orchestrating subtle confrontations, Victor watches closely to see which of his children he can truly trust. His empire has thrived for decades because of his ability to stay ahead, and now, as whispers of corporate betrayal begin to surface, he knows only decisive action will preserve his legacy. But this isn't just business. There's an emotional undercurrent driving Victor's decisions this week. He's been reflecting on his life's choices, on the cost of power and the price of love. His wife, Nikki Newman, has been struggling with her own demons, and though Victor has always stood by her, the tension between them is palpable. Nikki wants peace. Victor craves control. Their scenes this week are raw and powerful, showcasing a couple bound by love and history, but torn by the demands of empire. Nikki questions whether Victor's endless need for dominance will ever allow their family to heal. Victor, in turn, believes he's doing what must be done to protect them all, even if that means being the villain in their eyes. At Newman Enterprises, Victor begins tightening the leash on his executives. He calls impromptu meetings, demands accountability, and reasserts his authority in ways that leave his children stunned. He sees weakness where others see compromise. Victoria, frustrated by his micromanagement, challenges his leadership openly, and the confrontation between father and daughter explodes into one of the week's most explosive moments. Victor, calm but cutting, reminds her that he built the empire she's trying to modernize. "You may be my daughter, but never forget, I am Victor Newman," he warns, in a scene that sends chills to the boardroom. Yet behind bravado, Victor is torn. He admires Victoria's strength, but he fears her ambition will destroy the very thing he's built. Meanwhile, Adam continues to stir chaos from the shadows. His recent actions have left the Newman family on edge, and Victor suspects his son is up to something again. Instead of confronting Adam directly, Victor opts for a subtler approach. He begins feeding Adam bits of information to see how he'll use it. When Adam bites, Victor realizes his instincts were right. But instead of anger, there's a trace of sorrow in his eyes. He's always wanted to save Adam, yet their relationship is built on mistrust and manipulation. This week, their dynamic becomes a game of chess, with both men moving carefully, knowing one wrong step could lead to mutual destruction. Nick, ever the moral compass of the family, finds himself stuck in the middle once again. He loves his father, but despises the control Victor exerts over everyone. This week, Nick finally reaches his limit. When he confronts Victor about the way he pits his children against each other, the conversation turns emotional. Nick reminds Victor that family should mean more than power. Victor listens, but his expression hardens. To him, loyalty and control are the foundations of family. Nick's appeal to humanity hits a nerve, though. And for a rare moment, Victor shows a flicker of vulnerability, a glimpse of the man beneath the myth. But as quickly as it appears, it's gone, replaced by the steely resolve that's defined him for decades. Outside the boardroom, Victor's presence looms large over Genoa City. He's got his eyes on the Abbott family once more, particularly Jack Abbott. The rivalry between Victor and Jack has reignited, this time over a potential merger that could shake both Newman Enterprises and Jabot to their cores. Victor knows Jack's weaknesses and begins to exploit them, using subtle psychological tactics to keep him off balance. Jack, for his part, is no fool. Their exchanges this week are classic Y&R gold, sharp, layered, and brimming with decades of unspoken history. Each man knows how to push the other's buttons. But this time, Victor might be playing a deeper game, one that Jack won't see coming until it's too late. As if business warfare weren't enough, Victor also deals with family turmoil on the home front. Nikki's patience runs thin as Victor's obsession with control deepens. She urges him to consider stepping back, to enjoy the family and life he's built rather than constantly fighting to maintain dominance. But Victor doesn't know how to stop. For him, power isn't just a pursuit, it's survival. His conversations with Nikki this week peel back layers of his character, revealing the man beneath the empire. He fears growing older, fears irrelevance, and fears that once he loosens his grip, everything he's fought for will crumble. It's this fear that drives him harder than ever, making him both formidable and tragic. By midweek, rumors begin to swirl around Genoa City that someone within Newman Enterprises has been leaking confidential information. Victor suspects a mole, but doesn't reveal his hand. He begins quietly investigating, using his trademark cunning to gather evidence without alerting anyone. When he finally discovers the source, the reveal will shake the Newman family to its core. Whether it's an insider working with a rival or a family member acting out of misguided loyalty, the fallout will be massive. At the same time, Victor begins a new project, something secretive that could change the course of the Newman legacy forever. He's seen too much chaos within his family and knows he must take decisive action to secure his dynasty. Some suspect he's preparing to make a drastic move, perhaps shifting power to one heir while cutting others out. The whispers of potential restructuring send shockwaves through Newman Enterprises. Victoria and Adam both worry they'll be blindsided, and even Nikki wonders if Victor's secrecy means he's plotting something monumental. But the week isn't all business and betrayal. There are quieter, more reflective moments too. Victor shares scenes with his grandchildren, reminding viewers that beneath his fierce exterior lies genuine love for his family. His interactions with Connor, Faith, and Johnny show a softer side, a man who wants to pass down not just his wealth, but his wisdom. Yet even these tender moments are tinged with melancholy, as Victor realizes that his influence over the next generation may not be as strong as it once was. Time, his greatest rival, is catching up with him. Toward the end of the week, Victor makes a move that stuns everyone. Whether it's a shocking business decision, a power shift, or a personal revelation, it's the kind of twist that only Victor Newman could pull off. Genoa City buzzes with speculation as allies and enemies alike try to decipher his motives. Is he protecting his family, or manipulating them into submission once again? Either way, no one can deny his brilliance. Victor Newman is a master of strategy, and this week, he reminds everyone that he's still the king of the hill. As the week closes, viewers see Victor alone in his office, reflecting on the chaos he's both caused and controlled. He stares at the Newman logo, a symbol of everything he's achieved and everything he's lost. There's pride in his eyes, but also a flicker of regret. For all his victories, the one battle he can't win is against time. Yet even as he faces his mortality, Victor refuses to back down. His legacy is far from over, and if this week proves anything, it's that Victor Newman will never go quietly into the night. He will fight, manipulate, and command until his last breath, because that's who he is, the man who built an empire and demands the world bend to his will.